.357 Magnum versus 10mm, and today what I have is the Underwood flat nose hardcast. Interesting ammunition. Now I just tested the buffalo bore version of this. I also included the 44 Magnum with that, but I used the same two guns here with the 10mm and the 357 Magnum, and buffalo bore's version had the same bullet weight and rating as these rounds. A 180 grain 357 mag rated at 1400, and we got almost 1400. I think we got about 1390 feet per second at 4-inch barrel with buffalo bores. 10mm rated at 1200, and I believe we got over 1200 feet per second with buffalo bores version. So it'll be kind of interesting to compare and see what kind of performance we get with the Underwood version. And in that test, we went through all 6 of my jugs on my water jug tests. So we're going to go through the chronograph, see what kind of velocity and accuracy we get with this ammunition. We'll see how it compares to each other and kind of how it compared to the buffalo bore. And as always, we're going to go through the Juggernaut box, which contains a 1 3/4 inch pack of bologna covered by 4 layers of denim, followed by 1/4 inch medium density fiberboard. Now, when I did that buffalo bore test, it was kind of a dangerous game scenario. This is not going to be that, so it's going to be kind of hard to compare actual ballistic performance. And then into water jugs after going through this pack, and basically after getting through jug 1, we're talking about 9 inches comparison to gel. Jug 2, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 inches. So we're going to see what we get. And the reason why I'm not going to do the dangerous game pack comparison, because historically I've gotten a lot less velocity with Underwood's ammunition with the revolver cartridges versus their automatic cartridges. But it will be interesting nonetheless to see, because I have not tested either of these rounds in my standard test here with just the I guess human analog is what you might want to call it. So let's get started with the test. All right, first up we have the 357 Magnum. It is rated at 1400 feet per second, so we'll see how much velocity we actually get. $11.96, 12.44, 12.33, 11.91. And that's my bad, I forgot to put those 2 display rounds in here. Not Underwood's fault that I landed on an empty chamber. I'll read 12.15. So yeah, we're a lot of those rounds are 200 feet per second below buffalo bores, even though the rated velocity is the same. Not necessarily a good thing, but that's kind of why I wanted to do not the big game dangerous pack, because I think this just standard test is a little bit more suited for a round like this. Now let's see how that 10mm compares. All right, as you see, this is a little bit different time frame of recording this part of this video. This is the Underwood 220 grain, and the reason why this is a little bit later is because in the original part of this clip I had jam after jam after jam, and since then I've got a new magazine provided by the Jurgis Rudd, so thank you. I also put in a 10mm extractor. The original was a 45. So we'll see if that clears up some of the reliability issues I had in the clip that I'm not going to show. It was pretty much a jam every round. So we'll see how it does this time with the new setup. See if it jams. I'll hold it as tight as possible. $12.07. Still got one of these jams. $12.21. 12.18. We'll read 1200. Out of ammo. I'm going to put a few more rounds in here. A few more rounds, we'll see how this feeds like this. Seem to do okay. $12.04. Yeah, I don't think it's anything but the the ammunition here doing this. Lock back open, 1162. Let me run a couple more. Keep going. Yeah, that is diving way high. 1180 didn't even feed. 12. So between the original filming of this test of the chronograph and accuracy, I've ran several other rounds and they ran fine after completing the conversion 100%. So I'm still gonna say I think partially it's the ammunition and how the bullet nose is. It just doesn't want to feed. So let's hit the ballistic box and see how these two compare to each other. All right, 357 Magnum. I like to try to keep on the positive side of this. This is actually a pretty good load as far as velocity and felt recoil goes out of a gun like this. If Underwood would just list their velocities a little bit more realistic, I think a lot of people would be in the market for a round just like this, because it's going to have just enough, you know, hard bone busting abilities and all of that, but not too much recoil. So let's see what we get with the Underwood 357 mag. All right, a lot of water. That means a lot of penetration. All right, here's our baloney pack. And not a significant amount of damage, as we would not expect much. With a flat nose, it's not going to expand. And of course, we're not going to get larger than the bullet diameter going through the fiberboard because it's a hard cast bullet. So let's see what we got in water jugs. First jug has a lot of damage. That looks about like what a hollow point would do. Jug 2, I think we saw this with the buffalo bore version, putting a lot more energy into jug 2, but as it comes out back of jug 2, it's just a small hole. We cocked on 3, it blew the whole thing, whole side of it apart. Jug 4, we're empty, went through that. Jug 5, empty, went straight through that. It's not really deviating to the right or left until it hits jug 6, and it is a little bit left on jug 6. And we pass through the back of jug 6. I'm going to pull this hole out so you can see it better, but you know, you can see that by the time it hits jug 6, it's tumbling, so it came through sideways back of jug 6. Looks like there is a hole, an oblong hole in that backstop, so I'm going to take that apart when I'm done shooting the rest of these rounds, the rest of this test, and we'll see what we got in that backstop, because I think the 10mm will also get into that. All right, 10mm Underwood. We'll see what we get. I pretty much know what we're going to get, but we'll just see how it looks. All right, a lot more power than that 357. All right, here is our baloney pack. And there's definitely more damage to that baloney pack than what there was with the 357 Magnum round. Impact and exit hole, of course, no indication of expansion because it would not. Let's see what we got in water jugs and backstop. All right, pretty impressive. It blew off the caps of these. These are threaded caps. So that's impressive amount of energy to hit with. It's actually cracking the top. Quite a bit of damage in the first jug. Jug 2, quite a bit as well. 3, we went through. 4, we went through. Impact on 5. I don't see any deviation from impact yet at all. It's exactly the same impact, or it's hitting on the same spot on the label on these jugs. I'll pull out the last 2 because I know we got pass-throughs. Impact in the last jug is not deviating. There might be a little bit of tumbling coming out the back of jug 6. It's hard to tell. So of course I don't see any bullets in the box. I'm gonna take that backstop off and see if I can pull these bullets out. All right, I wanted you guys to see what I'm seeing here. This is a standard bed pillow, and the 357, it looks like it impacted. There's a tear sideways here, and it just went through the fabric and just stopped on the top of this polyester filling here. And our bullet, of course, does not change. It has a gas check on the back. Pretty cool looking bullet here. Now with the 10mm, look at this hole. I did not tear this either. I did not tear this fabric. It was like this when I opened this garbage bag. So it blew this crack open right through this fabric. Here's the 357 where it only did that much. The 10 millimeter did this much. And there's the bullet. It is about 2 inches into this polyester fabric. Awesome, awesome. It's interesting. It has a big old lube groove, which the Buffalo Bore bullet did not. So that is interesting that it has that. It's like they made it, you know, it's a lubed bullet. That's not uncommon, but they don't have to use a bullet like that for a semi-automatic cartridge. So I have a couple of takeaways with this ammunition and with this video. The first one obviously is that issue with that Glock. Not Underwood's fault whatsoever. That Glock, I don't know what the issue is with it. I've always had problems with it from day one, even when it was not a conversion. Just not very reliable. I used to have a Glock Gen 3, Glock 36, a little subcompact little thing, about the size of a Glock 19, actually a little bit smaller than that. Never had jams ever. Really good, reliable pistol. For some reason, this larger Glock, it just always seems to have issues, and the conversion has just really amplified those issues. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's the conversion parts in and of themselves. I think it's the magazine, probably. Stock, you know, perfection magazine. But anyways, the Underwood ammunition 10 millimeter did really, really well. It did equally as well as the Buffalo Bore in velocity. And as far as that 357 Magnum goes, that's a fine load, but you just got to be more truthful, Underwood, because listing it as 1,400 feet per second, industry standard is anywhere between a 4 and a 6 inch barrel. A lot of times it's 4, a lot of times it's 6. They list a 6 inch barrel, but even listing out of a 6 inch barrel, there's no way I would get 1,400 feet per second out of a 6 inch barrel. At least a real revolver. I would probably, if it's rated at 1,400, I would probably get 1,330, 1,340 out of a 4 inch barrel, because you don't lose a lot between, especially in heavier bullets, you don't lose that much. So they're quite a distance off from the rated velocity, because if I were to run that through a 6 inch barrel, I'd probably get 1,275 feet per second, not 1,400, so a little bit off there. So overall, the ammunition itself isn't too bad. They just need to work on those velocity ratings with the 357. So that's what you get today between the 10 millimeter and 357 Magnum Underwood Hardcast. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.